August 12th, 2025. It's a Tuesday. I am doing another experiment with my camera, trying to find the perfect angle. Not really trying to find to be honest, I'm not trying to find the perfect angle. I'm just playing around with different scenarios. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut, by the way, with different scenarios as far as trying to get in the most coverage with the least amount of distracting distortion. I'm on Clinton Avenue right now, Norwich Town section of Norwich. Let me pull through this Norwich Department of Public Utilities. Again, I'm just gathering all kind of crazy footage here. Different views, different angles, different perspectives. And I'm just going to go back up Clinton Avenue and work my way right through the heart of the Norwich Town section. I know I do a lot of this, but for experimental purposes, there's some pretty cool stuff to get footage of. I don't remember me driving up this way on Clinton Avenue, so that's something. I mean, I could do the industrial park. I've done that before. So I think I'll just drive around and see if I can put myself into different situations as far as wide, narrow, passageways and things like that. I'm on West Town Street. But what I'm trying to do with this, I leveled my camera off to the naked eye where I'm looking right now at the camera. It looks like it's not level. I mean, I know it's level, but it's kind of an optical illusion when you look. This camera today is mounted to the extreme right-hand side of my car front hood, pointing, and it's on wide, as opposed to linear, my normal, that I shoot 99% of my videos in linear mode. This is a wider view with some distortion. All right, let me turn up. I'll go up just to get a different, kind of a more narrow road. Case Street. But I have the camera angled slightly to the right, which enables a better view of buildings on the right, but the width of the lens being wider than my normal linear view should give us a decent amount of visual data coming in from the left of the vehicle. I don't know how much, because it's just a little camera. I'm looking at it right now. It's, that's maybe 1.5 inches by 1 inch screen or something. I don't know. So it's at a distance from me, so I can't really tell. My hope would be it's picking up some of the left homes on the left of this road, this narrow road, K Street, Norwich Town. It's a very beautiful country setting, close to everything. And there's a lot of beautiful homes up here. But anyways, if you can see the houses on the right, and see the houses on the left at all, I would consider that a successful possibility for a test. But I want this narrow road. So this is very, I mean, it widens up a bit up here, but back there was kind of narrow. I mean, the overgrowth to my right is like right on top of us back there. I mean, like weeds or whatever those things, you know, the growth was probably a foot from the lens of the camera. Okay, coming up on some more of that. So maybe it's 3 feet away. It'll look further because it's a wide lens. Wide lenses push things kind of more to the into the distance. I'll go up the full length of K Street, take a right down Scotland Road. I'll get some. All right, so like right now on the right hand side, you should be able to see those houses, the white homes there, very well as this person turns into one of them. And hopefully the center of the road, hopefully the entire road in front of me is also being captured. Let's put it that way. Some roadkill back there. I wasn't sure what it was. Maybe a squirrel. It was kind of hard to make out. Okay, Scotland Road is right up. This is going to be a short video today. Of course, I always say that, but this time I'm going to stand by that. What's short? 5 minutes. It's definitely going to be longer than 5 minutes. Probably already longer than 5 minutes at this point. So now I'm on Scotland Road. That's good, because this is a wider example than K Street. So, how does it look? I mean, it's... Again, I'm glancing at this little tiny screen. I think it's covering the other side. Can it see those cars on the left? Yeah, it's going to be impossible for me to tell with the... It's kind of bright. It's very bright today, so with that sun, it's difficult to see that LCD. But again, I mentioned earlier, it looks, tilted, or I know for a fact it's dead level, because that's the first thing I do is level that thing off. And it's on a curved part of the hood. And it's also not as stable. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's stable, but it's not as stable as far as the mount. I have a magnet, a very powerful magnet that, attaches to the hood. But this magnet right now is on a slightly curved section of the hood, so it's not making contact 100%. I mean, I'm not worried about it flying off or anything like that. But it's just not as rock solid as my typical setup. Alright, so I'm going to take a right onto Huntington Lane, cruise around, grab some more test footage. That house in front of us, I've pointed it out before, George Washington was in that home, verified with paperwork and documentation and everything you can think of. He was there. All right, I gotta be real cautious getting out of here. left, right. You got to be cautious whenever you drive anywhere. Let's be completely honest here. All right, this is a wider road, so it's pointing at that beautiful white barn to the right, and hopefully the house directly in front of us with that blue roof is also in the frame. I hope it's in the frame right now. Do I know that for a fact? Whether it is or not, I don't. That was East Town Street very briefly. Now I am on Washington Street. All right, let's go up Lathrop Lane. There's some real cool houses up here. The one on the left was just painted. Okay, let's see here. I mean, this is kind of, there's no stop sign, but there's quite a home right there. Part of the movie, I believe, Everybody Wins, Nick Nolte and Deborah Winger were briefly in Norwich and shot a movie, and some of that house was, I don't know, certain rooms in that home were used for some of the footage. I'm going to jump onto Harlan Road here real quick. Maybe I'll head up to Taffville. Let's see if I can get Panema Mill apartments on this, this angle. Let's see what that does for me. So Harlan Road, you got homes on the right. Hopefully there's a lot of trees and everything blocking the view of things, so that's not helping, but that's just the way it is. This thing films reality. If I took a right, that would bring me to Ox Hill Road and Norwich Regional Technical School, and Mohegan Park is up there. The Senior Center is there. Kelly Middle School. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, but I kind of want to hit Taffville. Panema Mill in particular. That's one of my things. I talk about my favorite buildings, Slater Memorial being one of them in Norwich. Another one is definitely Panema Mill. And there's many others, but if I had to rank them, Panema Mill's in the top, I would say top 5. So it's 2:58 p.m., 90 degrees. It's a relatively breezy, it's a nice breeze today. And I'm curious to see how this wide angle pointed to the right, slightly angled to the right, is going to work out for me here. And for the viewers, let's see now. Harlan Road, yeah, I'm going to go straight ahead. Will bring me right into Taffville, the Taffville section of Norwich, Connecticut. And we are officially in the Taffville section. As a matter of fact, Harlan Road ends very soon. Let's see, I'm on Harlan. I'll keep an eye on my GPS. It ends right around here. It just kicks into Merchants Avenue. Yeah, this is interesting. So I'm on one continuous road, Harlan. All of a sudden, it's Merchants Avenue. And then it changes maybe one or two more times before I get to Panema Mill, which is only a mile down the road, if that. So that's interesting. All right, so it's widening up here. You know what's important? Can the buildings on the left be seen right now? I mean, on the right, I know that, no problem. But on the left of the scene, I won't know till I get home and edit this video, but... So we're still on Merchants Avenue. Let's see what happens. It's going to switch over again. Sacred Heart's Church on the right back there. All right, still... Okay, now Providence Street. It has just morphed. I went from Harlan to Merchants to Providence Street. And I never... I'm just on the same road, so... It's kind of an interesting phenomenon. Panema Mills... They're apartments now, but it was a mill many, many years ago. And the restoration is exceeded, personally for me, exceeded my expectations of whatever could be done with that building. So I'm going to turn left to try to get a sweeping view. And they're also restoring buildings to the right, which were, I think, part of Panema Mills. They're called the lofts at Panema Mills. And I'm going to wait because there is some traffic coming from left to right. A significant amount of cars coming my way. Some of them turning. I could have went, but I don't want to take a chance on somebody not using their signal and being a problem. Okay, so there's Panema Mill, or the lofts now at Panema Mill. Let me turn up here. North B Street, and there's that church. I don't think it's... Let me go right up to this thing. This will be interesting. I mean, the grass isn't mowed. It doesn't look like it's operational. I had a fire here not that long ago. Wow, there's actually a nice, it's damaged painting of, I don't know, Mother Mary, or I don't know, some figure, a religious icon or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out a way. Well, I'll drive by Panema Mill. I'll be pointing at it right now. So there it is, right in the, blazing sun, 90 degrees. And I'm going to turn left. This could be interesting. So I'm going to turn left. Oh, excuse me. We're going to turn right. Now, is any of Panema Mill in the frame right now? I'm going to have to take note of that when I get back. And look at the video. I'm looking at this enormous factory to my left, which is being converted into apartments. Whether they're actually part of the lofts at Panema Mill, I don't know, but it would kind of make sense because they look very similar. So we're cruising down Norwich Avenue right now, still in Taffville. Norwich, 3 miles. That must be, down city. And Groton, if I kept going, 16 miles. That's not bad. It feels like Groton should be further than 16 miles, but I'm going to go with that sign back there as being accurate. The experimentation that I've been doing lately, and it's been a lot, it's been several videos in a row, at some point it'll conclude. I mean, I have my preferred method of shooting these videos. But I'm always looking for more ideas in width. This is an older camera, but it still films an absolute crystal clarity 4K video, so I'm not getting ready to throw in the towel on this thing. By the way, that Shell gas station is new. There was an old gas station there. They rehabilitated it top to bottom, and there it is in the distance. It should be at the center of the frame. $2.97 for a gallon of regular unleaded. But that gas station's a nice addition to the area. Much needed. Still on Norwich Avenue, we're going to be heading into the Greenville section momentarily. There's a big sign up here. I think it says "Welcome to Greenville." Welcome to Greenville. So we're in Greenville. Greeneville. That's how you spell Greenville. Boswell Avenue. I am currently on Boswell Avenue. Now, if I could do the entire length of this thing. And that'll bring me all the way down into the city. I mean, these videos, these test videos, obviously have a lot of redundant footage where I've gone over the same ground several times. I mean, I can't really expand my reach. I mean, I really want to hammer Norwich for that's the main focus of my videos. And I'll just keep doing it. It is redundant. It's repetitive. It's been done by me multiple times. I've done Boswell Avenue multiple times. But things change. Part of my archive and library that been building up for, I don't know how many years, 10 years, long time. A long time. So that's why a lot of this footage is just, repetitive or whatever. And a big reason that I started narrating these, talking, one of the top, probably the top reason, is it avoids copyright violations on YouTube. Me talking is unique. I own the audio is unique to me, my voice, everything I'm saying. If I don't do talking, narrating, I can put music behind as a soundtrack. But I have a limited amount of music I can use for free. I can pay for some service, but it's another monthly subscription that I won't use enough. It'll be different music, and eventually I'll run out of that. So that's one way of approaching it, but I'm repeating the songs and soundtracks. I'm not thrilled about that. So if I talk like I'm doing now, I don't have to worry about copyrights. Why would I get a copyright? If I'm driving anywhere, copyright violation. If I'm driving anywhere and a car next to me is playing the radio or some, CD or whatever, streaming, Spotify in their car, whatever they're doing, and it's playing a recognizable song, I can't upload the video. Many times it'll be, you'll upload the video, it'll say copyright violation. And it gives you the exact spot in the video, 13 minutes and 27 seconds. You go there, you go, oh great, I got a copyright violation, I can't upload the video. So now I got to re-edit the video, or just do, work to get rid of the sound from the car next to me. That can happen multiple times per video, which seems odd, but it's something that you worry about. It's like, give me a break. I got to redo this and everything. It's a pain. All right, I just did the entire length of Boswell Avenue, and I'll go into the city. If I got to keep my eyes peeled here, it's a tricky little spot. Okay. So I'm going to go into the city. Maybe I'll go up Willow Street, which is between two factories. But I definitely will cruise around the city a little bit. It's hot. People are moving kind of, gingerly. You work up a sweat real quick today. I mean, it's the humidity, the whole package. It's 91. I mean, it's getting hotter as we drive. All right, so here I'm kind of threading the needle between two old factories. One factory on the right and left is now apartments. Curious to see how that looks. There's an auto mechanic, I believe, right there in front of us. Let's see now. I got to turn left. I want to get up to just cruise around the city a little bit, and then I'll head back. Maybe I'll go West Main Street. I like to do that for my testing purposes. Blinking red light. La Stella Pizza should be directly in front of us. That camera should be pointed directly at it. Person with a bicycle in that parking lot over there. Okay. Let me go over to the roundabout as I drive down. And I'm on Broadway, but I'm going to be getting into the heart of the city. Wow, that blinking red light. It's been that way for many, many days. I'm sure there's a valid reason for it. Reed and Hughes building right in front of us. They're rehabbing it. It's almost done. I will go down around this. Let me slow down. I got a guy right on my tail, so I'm going to go around this roundabout. And people, in my experience, use this roundabout properly. I haven't seen any problems at all. Personally, I love it. I am in the camp, the pro rotary camp. Okay, we'll take a quick cruise by the YMCA. We've been doing that lately. When I say we, I mean me. But I gotta get around this pothole. Okay. Yeah, it's really coming along nice. Oof. All that new brick. I can't wait. I'm trying to decide. Let me turn left on Park Street. And I'll go back through the city. I'll get some more. Okay, this is a little wider right here. Camera pointing to the right. Hopefully absorbing buildings on the left as well. Not as much, but... And another one of my favorite testing grounds is this very narrow street, Cliff Street. I'm sure they call it Cliff Street because it's very, very steep. I'm going to get back on Main Street. Hopefully you see some buildings to the left like the Otis Library. There's a bunch of people standing in front of Otis Library. Hopefully you can see them. If you can't, I'll be a little disappointed that this the width wasn't quite up to my expectations. Good, there's going to be a person walking directly in front of me. Catch that on video. That's good for, you know, scale and different factors. And I'm going to continue up Main Street. Briefly pause here for the red light, blinking red light. Kind of narrow section of Main Street right here. People park on both sides, so it's it can be a little tight back there, and that's good for a test. Yeah, I'm gonna go up, let's see, West Main Street. Then I'll get on 395. I'll head back to Norwich town. We'll call it a day. That's enough test footage. I mean, I like to get a decent amount of footage in, because if I just do a 5-minute drive and, you know, kind of look at, I mean, you don't get enough variety in my experience. So that was Washington Street. Thomas Sweeney Bridge right here. So we drive over the Yannick River. Camera hasn't overheated or anything. That's good. We're up to 93 right now. So as the time rolls on, it's getting up a little, you know, I think we started off at 89, 88, something like that. And we're kind of in a little, you know, bit of a heat wave for August. So the buildings on the right, the old Lincoln Inn, the former Lincoln Inn, different buildings right there. Obviously you can see those clearly. But are we picking up anything on the left? That's the ball game right there as far as I'm concerned. There's a camera coming out in September that, if it's wide, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters wider than this camera, in linear mode with no distortion, no fisheye effect, I might grab it. I mean, this camera I'm using now, I don't know how old it is. Could be anywhere between 7 and 8 years old. I'll have to look it up. It's edition 8, and the edition coming out in September is edition 15. So that I missed 7. I will have missed 6 or 7. You know, theoretical upgrades. So that kind of means the camera would be 7 years old, I guess, if they come out with one once a year. It's almost like an iPhone. They come out with a new iPhone every year. This particular camera, they release one every year, usually in September. We're on West Main right now. Camera pointing to the, slightly to the right. What are we picking up? Gentleman just got off a bus. You know, we're getting some decent visuals to look at here. Take 5 oil change. It's a bus stop right there with people standing. Wendy's. Yeah, Wendy's. Wendy's is, I think, closed for, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think somebody mentioned it was closed for restoration, or I don't quote me on that, I'm not positive, but I think somebody mentioned it. You know, whether it's true is that's a whole different story. So right now the camera should be pointing at Mobil gas station, 315 down here for some reason. It's significantly higher than that other gas station we looked at. I think it was 298. Here it's 315. And it's pointing directly, this camera's pointing straight at, let's say, the Mobil sign there. How much of the left portion of the screen of the road is visible? Like there's a Volvo coming up the road right now. I say these things so when I'm editing the video I can kind of glance over as a reference to myself as to whether, okay, I can't see the Volvo, so that means I'm not thrilled about that angle. I want it to be more all-encompassing. Now they have 360 cameras that film or record video in a circle, forward, you know, all 360, just all around. And then you manipulate that in the editing process, and you can kind of point the video, you know, I'm not going to say artificially, because it does record that, but you can, like right now, the camera's pointing, you should be picking up a little bit of that car in front of me, I think, to the left, and a telephone pole and a bunch of, I don't know, shrubs and rocks or whatever is a sidewalk. It's kind of overgrown. The 360 would get that. It would get a circle. It would get me. You wouldn't see me because I'm, you know, probably the windshield has a lot of glare and things like that. I don't think you would see a person in the car. You'd see a reflection of clouds or sky or whatever. And you'd see part of the car hood. You'd see everything. So, I mean, that, you would have to mount one of those cameras where you're going to get like sweeping views in front. I would put it dead center in front of the car so you could go wildly to the left and wildly to the right. Now, you don't want to pick up, in my opinion, the way I shoot. Some people don't care, but I care. I don't want any of the, I'm getting on 395 north right now. I don't want any of the car in the frame. I'm basically trying to float this camera out there as if it's floating through air as I drive down the road. Definitely do not want any bumper or hood or any part of the car in the frame. I don't want that. Some people don't care. I care. But the only problem with those 360 is they're notorious for overheating because they're pulling in, you know, tons of information in a circle of video, and the quality is just not as sharp. There's so much warpage, fisheye effect or whatever. To me, it's just not worth the degradation in video quality. Is not worth the extra width or the manipulation that I could do in post. It's just not worth it to me personally. Some people love it. It's not my cup of tea, not my thing. So one curiosity here, I'm doing, you know, 70 miles or 65, 70 miles an hour and 395 north. How does that look? And also that magnet, again, was not making 100% contact with the part of the hood that I put it on. So it's passing the test of, you know, not blowing off the car, flying off. That would be extremely dangerous for the car behind me or whatever. I mean, I had no illusions that that was going to happen, believe me. There's ways of checking things out with magnetic force. This is a 90-pound pole magnet. It's overkill for this type of mount on a car. I'm going to get off this exit. Exit 14, get into Norwich town. And I'm going to end it pretty soon. I'll probably end up getting a red light here. I'm pretty sure I will. Wow, it's actually staying green. I'll take it. I'll gladly take it. So they're done with constructing the upgrade on the bridge we're going under right now. It was a big project. That's finished. I'm glad of that. I think they'll be repaving this road some point this year. Another green light, so I'm gonna close up shop here, and hopefully this test came out to my liking and to your liking. I'm trying to get back to where I started. I'm not 100% sure. Somewhere around here. On Huntington Lane, Huntington Avenue, whatever the name of this. What is this thing? It says Plain Hill Road, but that doesn't kick in till up here. But thanks for coming along for the ride, everybody.